For a long time, Alcare Kenya Limited, where I'm the CEO, has been receiving visitors from Uganda and farmers who came to my farm and purchased the Canada Doan giant rabbit. So after some time, I sought to know how the farming is doing in Uganda. I sought an invitation by an organization in Uganda called AFRISWI, and I will bring you my findings as a rabbit breeder for the last 15 years in Kenya. I will bring you the progress of rabbit farming in Uganda. One thing is very clear, that just like rabbit farming in Africa, we are faced with the challenge of the market. So I sought to give a market to the AFRISWI members in Uganda. But what was important is for me, first of all, to go to the ground, or rather to find the facts on the ground, because that is very, very important in terms of volumes and in terms of quality and the extent of the farming in Uganda. Uganda, just like Kenya, is on the basics of rabbit farming. Farmers have done the farming on a small scale and medium scale, but they are yet to grow to a larger scale, where we shall be expecting them to actually produce many tons of rabbit meat on a monthly basis, like we do in Kenya. One thing is very, very clear, that money from rabbit farming comes from volumes, how many rabbits you have, and the quality of those rabbits, because every 2 months you're supposed to be selling rabbits to any market. Uganda is at its indigenous stage of rabbit farming. I happened to visit farms in Luwelo, Kayunga. I also went to the Toro Kingdom. I also, in town and its outskirts, Kampala town and Kampala city and its outskirts, there was also farming going on, but to a small scale. The rabbit breeders in Uganda are facing a challenge of diversification in terms of the market. I found one company that was doing rabbit meat to a very small scale, but trying. And while Kampala streets have nyamachoma, I did not see any nyamachoma business people selling rabbit meat. And all the way from Nyamawanjoro, where they sell chicken on sticks to the passengers in the buses, I did not see rabbit meat being sold in any place, processed or value added in terms of being roasted or cooked. I did not see that. But there's a lot of potential in Uganda on rabbit farming, because the farmers are willing to undertake this. So the first thing is that I met the AFRISWI board of rather managers or board, and we discussed. I did a presentation to them. I discussed what they can be able to do vis-a-vis what they are doing right now. Thank God, the organization has a demo farm in Mukono area, and that makes it easier for them to be able to scale it to higher levels. Secondly, we made a journey to Kayunga and met farmers there who are also interested, and also came back to Wero, where Kampala International University is, and the university and the farmers in Wero are also interested in doing rabbit farming. Rabbit farming is not for the faint-hearted. Indigenous rabbit farming is not commercial rabbit farming. There's a big difference in terms of volumes and quality. And therefore, as Uganda struggles to embark or to embrace commercial rabbit farming, this is the story that I got from Uganda. Courtesy of my host, the AFRISWI, led by the treasurer, Mr. Katende. So much thanks for the management, because on the second day we were able to travel to Kayunga, and in Kayunga I met farmers who are interested in starting it up on a commercial rabbit farming, and they had other members who are not in the meeting who would be able to embrace commercial rabbit farming. But I saw from the host's home, the indigenous rabbit farming, which can be scaled to commercial rabbit farming. And this is what we discussed with them. And this is how the meeting went. On our way back from Kayunga, we passed through Luwero. We were interested in meeting a farmer and a leader of an organization there, farmers organization there, an engineer who also had kept some rabbits on a small scale. And this gives an indication that he can be able to scale it up together with other farmers to a commercial scale, so that they can be able to add to the basket of Afrisui and be able to sell in volumes. And this is how the meeting went, and the event was. Kampala International University, where we had discussions, and we did a visit, rather a walk through the university, seeing areas or where the potential place that we could be able to keep the rabbits. And we had very fruitful discussions with the management for future rabbit farming in Uganda. So it's very much possible, even from university level, to be able to keep rabbits and to guide the society on how rabbit farming should actually be done. Thank you. I was also able to meet a rabbit breeder in the outskirts of in Kira, the outskirts of Kampala city, who trains farmers and buys rabbits from farmers. This organization has actually partnered with the Kampala City Council to be able to sell rabbits and to be able to promote rabbit farming in Uganda. And we had also a very fruitful discussions with them. And we also saw the rabbits they have kept, very good quality work, if it can be scaled to commercial level. Thank you. At Kayunga, northern Uganda, we were able to meet a very able association, farmers association, and the hosts had a farm, a rabbit farm, outside his house, indigenous, small scale, but that is also possible to be scaled to commercial rabbit farming, because the idea is the same. It's only scaling, rather increasing the number of rabbits, and also better building of the structures or the construction of the houses, and that's it. So we were able to have very nice discussion and a very nice meeting, and this is what transpired on that particular day. Remember, this is all courtesy of Alcare Kenya Limited, the #1 rabbit farming contractor in Kenya, with over 1,500 farmers all over Africa, and exporting to various countries, and also selling internally in Kenya. Uganda can also be big, and we are ready to make it big. Thank you and welcome. See what transpired at Kayunga.